How are you doing today? And hope this message makes you well in good health. As you are all aware that Nigeria is not doing well at all, right? We can deceive ourselves and try and tell ourselves that the country is going fine, and of a truth, the country is not on track, right? The country is currently convulsing. We just need the right leader that will apply the right medication to calm the baby, right? Nigeria is like a baby convulsing. That's just the plain truth. No matter even those who try to paint the narrative that things are improving as just soothsayers. They are just people who try to tell themselves, they try to lie to themselves, right? But the truth is that the country is not doing good at all, right? A lot of things may have improved, but the things that are not functioning are more than the things that have improved. Imagine on a scale of 10, 2%, and the other 8 is not doing well. Can we call that administration good? No, we cannot call that administration good. That's just the plain truth. This country, Nigeria, is not working. It is not working for anybody as it stands now. Even the rich are also crying. Imagine spending almost half of your earnings on food and on fuel. How are you going to save for the future? Literally, at this stage in Nigeria, we're just surviving, barely surviving. Nobody's actually amassing wealth. If those in private sector are still also crying. If you are not feeling the heat in Nigeria, in today's Nigeria, that means you're a thief. You are obtaining money illegally. That is the only way you will not feel the heat at the moment, right? What we need now is a good leader. And we should stop telling ourselves lies. We should stop sugarcoating things. We should try and carry the people along, right? And one of the things I've noticed, if you watch that video of those bishops who came to TV to narrate their deal with the president, you understand that there are people who are hypocrites, who are enemy of Nigerians, who always try to paint a good scenario to the president, giving him hope that things are improving. But the ordinary Nigerians who are in the street are the one impacted with this reality. And the president don't get the right information, right? Because the people around them, the president is always giving him hope. The truth is that the people who are enjoying this regime are the governors, are the politicians. But the ordinary Nigerians are suffering. Things are going haywire. Imagine spending all your money on food and fuel without no savings. If they should carry out a survey on the accounts of Nigeria and how much money stays in those accounts, or how many people still have savings in this nation, you'll be shocked to know that there is no savings. Sometimes, if family members send money to their loved ones, those people want to wait in the bank for the money to reflect. As far as the money is, once the money just reflect, they play it off because there is a margin. Even the money, the minimum wage is not enough to even buy a bag of rice. Imagine working for 1 month and cannot afford a bag of rice. Some people I know who work in the government sector, some of them are not yet receiving the minimum wage that have been approved over a year ago. That will tell you how things currently are in this country. So we should stop telling ourselves lies by pretending that the things are working. But one thing I know is that this season, this is like a curious moment. This season gives birth to great men. That's just the plain truth, right? I understand that over the years, we have not had a Pan-African leader. That's just the plain truth. If you look across the whole of Africa, there is one symbol of hope in every country who the youth look up to, right? Check. In Africa, you see, even currently, Burkina Faso is having Ibrahim Traoré as their symbol of hope, right? Ghana had Kwame Nkrumah as their symbol of hope. Kenya has Uhuru Kenyatta, Jomo Kenyatta as their symbol of hope. That is the person they look up to, the father of the nation. What we have in Nigeria are tribalists who lie to themselves that they are Pan-Africanists. Of the truth, they are not Pan-Africanists. They're just tribalists who want to get power to favor their kingsmen and allow that part of the country suffer with massive rejection, right? We have never had the Pan-Africanist. So I believe that this season will give birth to Nigeria's own Pan-Africanist, who sees Nigeria, who sees Africa first, not his religion, nor his tribe. That is who Pan-Africanist is. No matter how educated you are or learned you think you are, if you still think along ethnic and religion line, and that means your education is a waste, right? As of today, there is no Pan-Africanism in this country. That's just the plain truth. Because everything about leadership in Nigeria is going wrong. Yet, you see people who you think are symbol of hope, who inspire you, suddenly switch and not singing mandates, they stand in the mandate when things are not going wrong, right? Nobody is bold enough to tell the president that things are not as rosy as you think. That's how you understand that most of those people who you think are clergies, mostly in the Pentecostal line, are nothing to write home about, right? The pastor of Redeemed, General Overseer, Papa A. Adeboye, is very close to the president of the day, right? You expect that those kind of people will tell the president the real things going on in this country, but sadly they will not. It takes the Catholic bishop to go and tell the president the situation on ground. That means when all these people see the president, they always sing, "Or your mandate will stand." That's just the plain truth. Because the president, as of now, does not know the reality on ground. That means the people around him are sycophants who hate truth. That's just the plain truth. Think about it. Do you know how many people are around this government who would have told him the simple truth? Do you know the bishop that are around? Do you know the clan members are around this our president that will tell him the simple truth? Do you know the traditional rulers, first class, who are very close to him, who are not telling him the truth? Do you know the man who are around him, who are very close to him, who are not telling him the truth? I've always known this for years now. Around power, there are a lot of people, a lot of praise singers around power. Even in the local government level, there are a lot of people who are around the local government chairman that will never tell the truth. Those who are saying the truth in every government are sidelined. They are hate with passion. They are seen as troublemakers, right? And you will not blame the government because power, absolute power, corrupt absolutely. When you have power over 200 and something million people and everybody see you as a god, people tend to be afraid to even look to your face and tell you this, because the distance between a honest person and prison is few seconds. Imagine provoking a man that has absolute power. Do you know what becomes of you? You end up in prison. Even your means of livelihood will be troubled. That is what most opposition leaders are going through today's Nigeria. When you tell someone who has power beyond words, can you imagine telling someone who has power to end you, who has power to turn your life upside down, the truth, saying this is what is wrong, you are not doing this, or you are doing this? These people are afraid. When you see someone who has real power, you'll be shocked. The president have that power, real power. So it's hard. It takes courage to walk up to that kind of person and tell him the truth on ground. That's just the plain truth. For years now, we've had no honest people around power. That is the main reason why government fail. Because most of the times, they are told that things are working, things are rosary. If you go and check the administration of late Muhammadu Buhari, this was also a key problem. Maybe he would have not failed the way he failed, but because the people around him, we are not honest enough to tell him what is happening around him. They were always telling you the people are happy because you are building railway around everywhere, the people are very satisfied. And again, the northerners are another of our problem. Now they are angry because a southerner is in power and things are not going well. But tomorrow, if things turn around that a northerner is in power, even when he's not doing well, they will say Baba. If you tell the truth to power, they become angry. Imagine telling one person that what you are doing is not good. Vast majority of northerners, 90% of it will come for your head. In 48 hours, even when the president does not give command, you will be arrested by DSS or not even the president. You will be picked up and whisked away. So people are afraid to even say the truth to government. During Buhari, you all know what happened. DSS was very active. If you insult the first lady, you are picked up. To all fairness to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he's liberal, right? No matter how you criticize him, I understand that he has destroyed all opposition party. But nobody can come out and say they were just arrested for criticizing the president, unless you have one or two, or you are a well-known politician. But during Buhari, we all saw what happened. People were picked left and right. Someone will kidnap people, chop up them in the bush like biscuits, and these people the government will not care about these people. But once you criticize the government during late Muhammadu Buhari, you will be arrested. That was what happened all through his regime. So it is sad. For a government to succeed, there must be an active opposition that will put the government back to track, right? There must be people around that government who tell the government facts the way they are, undiluted truth. That is the only way a government will succeed. But if you have praise singers around you as a government, you will never succeed, right? That's just the plain truth. Even people who are honest around president, they are cut off from the president. I just hope that we get things right. Even with the way things are currently, even if what's his name, Peter Obi becomes the president of Nigeria today, and he has this kind of sycophancy around him, he will still fail. He will still fail. The fact that he's traveling all around today is because he's not yet on power. If he's on power today, the level of security that will be around him, it will be touch not. He will not be allowed to travel again, no matter how modest he think he is. Those modesty will be cut off from him. He will have to follow by the protocol of his security details. That means people will still be there that will sing praises for him, and he will still fail. Until we have a system that checkmate the president, until we have an active opposition leader that checkmate the president, until we have people who say the obvious fact to leadership, Nigeria will not move forward. That's just the plain truth. Thank you, and have a blessed day.